And now to this week's feature report. The 7th annual MEP Awards were held at the Stanhope Hotel earlier this week. There were 17 categories, including the Outstanding Achievement Award and this year's Special Forestry Award. We spoke to the organiser of the event, Brian Johnson, and some of the winners.
Basically, I, with a few other colleagues, came up with the idea to have some MEP award to recognise the kind of work of MEPs about 7-8 years ago. The nominations come from EU stakeholders, NGOs, associations. We then choose a short list of 3 MEPs for each category based on the nominations. The MEPs themselves vote, so nobody apart from the MEPs, so it's colleagues voting on colleagues. And what's interesting, as you can see here tonight, is it's not always along party lines. MEPs vote, I think, probably more now than ever, for who they believe is the right person to get the award and who's done some outstanding work.
There's lots of things going on in the world as we speak. Not only our particular crisis. By the time I finish this interview with you in, say, 5-10 minutes, 30 people will have died of starvation. Now, if I had been speaking to you for an hour, 200 people would have died of starvation. That's the size of an aeroplane crashing. If an aeroplane crashed every hour, that would be international news. The fact that the same number of people are dying of starvation is not news. But we know about it and we do something about it.
We all know people who are looking desperately for jobs and worried about the future. So this is a very, very big challenge. And there will be no discussion about employment, unfortunately, if we are not able to settle the situation regarding the euro. So this is really the primary task. But I also believe there will be no solution for the eurozone without any strategy for investment, with investment that would be job creating.
80% of our fish stocks are overexploited or nearing collapse in EU waters. We're still dumping 1.7 million tonnes a year. That's 23% of all the fish that's caught in European waters. We're dumping dead back into the sea because they're too small or because we don't have a quota for them every year. So we are really making a mess of our fisheries sector.
Oh, now the challenges, are the crisis in the eurozone and to keep the euro, to maintain the euro, and that is our main priority.
Sometimes a lot of the work that MEPs do is unrecognised. They have their kind of normal day jobs in policy and voting and etc, but there's a lot of work behind the scenes that MEPs do. But when it comes to policy, this is the institution, these are the people that are in there with the nitty-gritty. You heard MEPs talking about, 200, 300 amendments to pieces of legislation. They're going through it, they know what it's about, and that's the job. The job there is to scrutinise and to be critical of legislation coming out of the Commission and to scrutinise member states. And you heard a few MEPs today saying, some member states need a kick up the butt. That's their job, that's why they're here.